and love, ladies. This is Love, also known as the Self-Love Guru, and I am your confidence coach. And you know, I still have to come up here with my shea butter. It's a ritual. Hello, hello, hello. Hey T, hey April. How are you ladies doing? We're going to talk about networking today and the importance of building up certain relationships. And I'll start off. I'm going to give it about another minute before I get into it. But I'm going to start off by talking about some of the problem areas you ladies have and how networking can solve that. Because you have to be able to build relationships in order to move forward. And I know some of you have issues building relationships because when I talk to you about the pool of men that you're picking from, you're choosing exes, or it's somebody I knew in high school, or my cousin's boyfriend's cousin. You know, it's always, oh, well, this person hooked me up with this person. And yeah, that's networking in a way, but why not be more effective with it? Why not put yourself in environments and in situations where you'll be networking with some people who can help take you to the next level and vice versa, right? Hello, TT. So I'll go ahead and jump right into it. So first of all, let me define what networking is. So networking to me is being able to connect with and build relationships with individuals and also maintain those relationships. And through those relationships, you're able to receive some type of gain from it, whether it be social support, emotional support, financial support, and what have you, right? So a lot of you hear about networking when it comes to businesses, but you also have people who are social entrepreneurs. They've never had a business. They've never stepped foot in an establishment with the mindset of, I want to take this over or I want to have this. But we all know people who it seems like they know everybody. Or if you ask somebody, okay, well, you know what? Let me call my uncle because I know my uncle would know someone who fixes cars. Or I know my cousin always has her hair done, so let me call her and see who does her hair or who's doing her hair this month, because she may have one person for her braids, one person for lace fronts, another person to purchase wigs from, right? So that's how you network. You're building continuous relationships with people that you trust, with people that have things that you need, and you're able to provide some value as well. So how do they provide value? So if I get a service from you and we're building up a continuous relationship, then I can refer people to you. You're now a part of my network, and vice versa. When that individual knows someone who needs your services, they can refer that person to you. That is networking in a nutshell. And how this can benefit you ladies when it comes to your problem areas, such as not having any friends, not having eligible bachelors to date. You need to get out here and start building relationships. So all this week, I'm going to be talking about networking on the blog. So if you haven't been to the website, go to hangingoutwithlove.com and check that blog out. I'm going to be talking about networking through my posts. I'm going to be talking about networking in these videos all week, talking about networking and its benefits. And so I wanted to tell you ladies a story about when I was in college. So some of you know, some of you do not know, I not too long ago got out of graduate school. So I did undergrad, took my gap year. I needed a break, still went to school during that gap year. And I still have people from that school who are now part of my network. But let me tell you how networking works. So I'm an excellent student. I pride myself on that, which is why I'm able to offer people certain services such as, going over their papers, especially APA style. doing different narratives for like a cover letter, or being able to review their resume. I'm a grammar person and I have a way with words, right? So because I'm such an excellent student and I show up on time, I get my work done, I'm also a resource for students in my class. So I have a few people following me who went to grad school with me. Vouch for me in the comments if you are one of those people who knew me then. But I was always a resource. So people would walk up to me and say, hey, love, can you please help me with this? Or there would be a group project going on and they say, love, what does this mean? And I go and I say, okay, he's talking about cognitive behavioral therapy. So you have to find connections between this and this, right? I became that resource. So when I started to host events on campus and when I started to create different partnerships, I became a subject matter expert, okay? So when people wanted to network with me, they would bring me opportunities. They would say, hey, love, we need a speaker for this mental health event. Are you available Saturday at 11 a.m. from about 11 to 1? Absolutely, I'm in there, right? And those engagements turned to paid engagements. And then I started hosting events to where now I get to use the space for free, because originally it was, oh, well, this is how much it costs to rent a room if you're not going through a certain department. And you'll have to do this for $150 an hour. And you have to get this type of insurance because you're using the space. And it's like, I need liability insurance to use this space for a few hours, even as a student. But through building those relationships, I was able to leverage those. I was able to get the spaces I need. I was able to get the promotion that I needed, right? All of that through simply building relationships, showcasing myself, them seeing what type of person I am, my work ethic, the fact that I show up on time, the fact that I deliver, I take notes, I'm detailed. All of that stuff is incorporated in networking. And there are several reasons why some of you do not network, and I will not get into that today, but it all boils down to your self-confidence. And just like the post that I made earlier today, I said self-confidence is linked to the way you feel about yourself, and the way you feel about yourself is linked to the things that you do, right? So what kind of things are you doing? When is the last time you created something? When is the last time you started a project and saw it to completion? When is the last time you collaborated with someone? Some of you can't even work in groups at work. You have to have independent work because you don't work well with people. That's a problem. But it's an issue with your self-confidence, right? Because people who are self-confident, they don't feel threatened in these rooms, right? Even as you start to elevate, can it be intimidating to be in rooms full of very wealthy individuals who are extremely smart? Absolutely. But you have to know when you get there that you belong there. And you have to put in the work that it takes, such as working on your communication skills, working on building relationships, being able to check those different barriers that you have, the mental blocks, the emotional blocks, right? Because you may run into someone who could trigger you. And you're like, oh, wow, where did that come from? Or something that they said sort of rubbed me the wrong way. But in an instance like that, you'll want to ask yourself, why did that rub me the wrong way? You have to be a self-aware individual to go into rooms full of people each week and network. You do. You have to know what type of people you connect with, and you also have to stand for something. Because there's absolutely no reason to connect with a person who does not fit your dream or your vision of what you feel like your company or your life should look like. So prime example, people always mention, oh, I don't really have friends to hang out with. But you want to hang out with people from work that don't have the same interests as you. Why? that friendship may not be worth it, right? And then it puts a damper on your relationship when I see you outside of work and I have to see you at work. Some people can do it. I've never been a fan of just making friends at work, because when I'm at work, I'm here, and then when I'm gone, I'm gone. I don't want to see you. So you have to be self-aware. You have to know you. I know me. I'm not a fan of it. If you feel like that's something you can do and you can handle, you can ask your coworkers if that's something they're accustomed to, because they might think they'll be okay with it. Set the tone. Say, hey, look, you know what? I'm accustomed to hanging out with people at work. I find it easier. It's more convenient because we can leave work and go straight to happy hour. That was a baby boy line. We can leave work and go straight to happy hour. And I like it better that way. And I like the fact that I'm able to socialize when I'm here. What about you? Do you typically make friends at work? And then somebody like me would be like, not really. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is very new. And then you can say, okay, I understand that. Well, I'll tell you what, it's no pressure. If you'd like to go out Saturday and have drinks with me, you can, but it's no hard feelings if we get to work and, you know, you didn't want to hang out, or maybe we hung out for a couple weeks and now you just need your space. That's okay. But what happens is situations get kind of messy when you don't have conversations like that, or when you think you know a person and you don't know them that well, right? And then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we used to be cool, but we're not cool anymore. Now you have workplace drama, and that's not cute. You don't want things like that to get sloppy. So again, you have to be self-aware. You have to work on those things that you know you're just not good at. If you're a person where you know, I take things personally. Yeah, I need to go see a therapist, or I need to learn how to communicate effectively so I can tell people, hey, I was offended by this. I have no idea why. Or I was offended by this because I've ran into a situation like this before, and this is what it reminded me of. You have to be self-aware to do that. But there are so many people out here who just avoid those conversations. They would rather not date or not have friends, and that's weird. Life is not made for you to do that. You can't just crawl in a hole. You could just crawl in a hole and just work and, you know, have friends every now and then keep cutting people off, talking about how other people are the problem. The problem is you. How can you say that, love? How can you say it's me and I've been stabbed in the back and this person did this and this person did that? I can say it because I used to be there. Yeah, that was me. I used to be that person who had friends around who weren't worth anything. We'd be cool for a while, then I'd have to cut them off. I didn't know how to communicate that something was wrong. So a lot of the instances probably didn't even call for me to completely stop talking to the person, just being honest. I just didn't know how to communicate that. I didn't know how to tell the person, like, yo, that really hurt my feelings. I didn't know how to do that. I just felt like, oh, wow, you should already know. You should know what you did was disrespectful. And looking back, you know, years later, maybe 2-3 years later, we may have a conversation, run into each other in public. And it's like, yeah, what happened? How come we stopped talking? And I tell them and they like, for real? I didn't even realize. So it's like, why all this time we could have remained friends, but because I didn't know how to communicate, right? It's not a good look. Or I take everything that every new person does personally because, oh, I have trust issues. I can't trust people. Nobody wants to be around that. Nobody really cares, to be honest, whether we have trust issues or not. Nobody cares. Everybody struggled at some point with their trust. Everybody's been let down. Kids have been let down. Think about how many times you probably told your son or your daughter, we're going to the park, and you got home dead tired, like can't move, wouldn't dare get in the car because y'all might not make it to the park, right? The child is going to be disappointed. You gave your word. So everybody experiences that. That's not the issue. It's not about what happened to you. It's about how you perceive it and what you're willing to do about it. What are you going to do moving forward? Are you going to choose better friends? Are you going to vet the people that you decide to be friends with? Because everybody wants to talk about vetting a man for a relationship, vetting a job, asking all the right questions. What about these friends? Everybody can't hang out with love. I mean, y'all hanging out with love on this platform. But in person, everybody can't hang out with me. Absolutely not. It's people that invite me out all the time. And I wait. They may ask me the first time. I may say, okay, we'll see. Let me know, what you had in mind. They typically don't follow up. And that's a simple question. What did you have in mind? What did you have planned? Are we going to a wine tasting? Does your uncle have a boat? Do you want to take a trip somewhere? Go to Cabo? Like, what is your idea of wanting to hang out with me, and why do you want to hang out with me? You will figure that out by talking with the person. This is why a lot of people, when you walk into things without stating what your intentions are, they're nervous. People talk about, oh, well, I wanted to network with this lady and she's famous, but she wasn't writing me back. Okay, well, building a relationship, building rapport with an individual is important because they have no idea why you're here. And I'm very big on that. Before I even reach out to you, hey, I'd like to see how we can work together. I see that this is the type of work you do. This is the type of work I do. Can we just sit down and have a conversation? I let them know what it is up front so they can tell me, you know what, actually, I'm not doing any collaborations right now. I've had to say that to people, while I'm working on my brand. Or I can say, actually, I am interested. What does that look like for you? Are we setting up a phone call? Is this going to be over Zoom? How much time would you like me to allot for this occasion, right? Make it clear. But some of you don't even know how to do that. You don't know what you want from the person. You don't know what you want from yourself. So again, it takes self-awareness, but it's very necessary. And so again, through those partnerships, I'm still getting paid engagements now from that. Just in March, April, there was a social work month event, and I was asked to speak on behalf of the counseling center and host an event along with student health. You don't get opportunities like that just because. You get them because people have heard about you. You get them because people know your work ethic. You get them because you communicate, right? All of it matters. Every little bit counts. Every little thing counts. So network with people. Put your name out there. Expose yourself. Don't be afraid. Look good. Listen, this is my stamp, okay? Lashes. Okay, makeup, nails. This is my stamp. I look good everywhere I go. I get compliments. I went out to dinner the other day. I think it was Sunday evening. And I wore this long green gown. I had just done my hair, just looking beautiful. Gold accents on my face. And people kept saying, oh my gosh, you look like a princess. That's what people kept saying. You look like a princess. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. That's what you want to hear when you're out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just yourself repeatedly saying thank you. Wow, you look beautiful. I love your shoes. I like your purse. That's all I want is compliments. And that's it. Compliments. Because the appearance comes first. They don't know how brilliant I am. I am brilliant. I'm a genius. I scare myself with how smart I am. And if you take it as me bragging, it's because I am. I'm smart. But they don't know that before I open my mouth. They just see what they see on the outside. And people have difficulty with just taking care of the outside. Do that first. Make that the bare minimum. If I go in here and I don't say anything, I'm going to look good. People do that. I know y'all have seen people at an event. You're like, wow, who is this person? They look good. And all they get all night is compliments. Now people want to hear what they have to say. This person's not talking. They look good. Who are you? I want to know who you are. And when you look at the 48 laws of power, that mysterious personality is one of the ways that people get certain contracts. Because now I'm presenting myself as somebody who is sought after. I'm not seeking you. I'm not looking for you. I'm not out here, hello, how you doing? Shaking hands. Here, take my business card, right? Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. It's just a strategy. But nobody does that when they're not looking good. You don't see people walking around looking crazy and everybody wants to know what they have to say. They're like, yo, who is it? They look kind of sketch. If they're looking in that person's direction, they're afraid. What's going on here? Does this man have a bomb in that trench coat? I'm scared, right? So look good. Look good and be mysterious and take your business cards, showcase your best self, work on those skills, network, and I guarantee you, you will get some Y'all, I've met two very wealthy men and famous men recently. I've met a ton of people, but actually going on dates with famous people just by increasing my networking. Because I'll tell y'all something about me. And I'm unashamed. I am a workaholic. I will sit in my house for months. The only time I will leave is to go get fresh air, maybe get something to eat, and go see my family. And the rest of the time I'm at home, I'm planning. I'm writing in one of these notebooks or on a sticky note, you know, just planning. Like, I'm just that type of person. I can do that. But I know in order to take myself to the level that I want to go, I have to rub elbows with the rich. I have to connect with people who are in the circles I want to be in to expand my empire. That is everything love, hanging out with love, right? That's the only way to do it. Having those tough conversations. Being scared and doing it afraid. I'm encouraging you to do the same. I'm telling you, those same partnerships that I've built years ago are still benefiting me now. And I'm going to just add on to it. Because as you elevate, your circles have to elevate too. They just do. Everybody has a different knowledge base. You won't be able to keep your same network of individuals and continue to move forward. So I love you. I hope this video helped. Please stay tuned this week for all things networking. And if you watch this video and you're like, love, I really need some assistance, like getting out of my own head. I really want to network. I really want to go out and meet people, but I just don't do it. I go to work, I may spend time with family, and then I come home and I just chill. Or I'm too tired. Or maybe you feel like I'm just too lazy to put on some clothes, to do my makeup, to get my hair done. I got you. That's what my coaching is all about. Click book now in the bio and come see me. All right? I love you. Happy Monday, and I will see you Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my next live. Peace.